Joining me now to cap off what has been a huge day in Canberra is political reporter Joel Philp. Joel, thank you very much for joining me on the program. What's the mood been like in Canberra today in the lead up to the release of the budget?
Well, Amanda, the halls of power have really been buzzing. There are cameras everywhere and people like the Treasurer have a spring in their step. Now, of course, we saw at a Labor caucus meeting just days ago, someone started playing the song Paint It Black, a subtle gloat there that the Prime Minister laughed about. Today in question time, there was a kind of chanting session by the Prime Minister and the Labor side of the House where they were shouting why hadn't the opposition supported their measures. And it kept going to the point that an independent MP, Allegra Spender, had to call a point of order saying that it was inappropriate behaviour for the House of Parliament. So there's certainly a buzz and an energy here at the moment, and the bells of Parliament are now buzzing around me, so it shouldn't be too long to go now.
Joel, Labor have always had a reputation for being big spending at times when money is tight. Some would say they're big spending at all times. But how do you think Jim Chalmers has approached these last few days leading up to the budget, taking into account the fact that so many Australians really aren't feeling jubilant about the economic situation?
Yeah, look, all he's had to really do at this stage is be calm and modest and let those numbers speak for themselves. Now, Australians are discovering that what we've heard so much from the Treasurer about recently, we need to be responsible with our spending to stop the damages caused by inflation. Well, we've learned that inflation actually props up the bank accounts of governments in economies like ours, export-driven economies. And while these rivers of revenue are flowing through from the jobs boom and the commodities boom, it has created a turnaround. Josh Frydenberg forecasts a $78 billion deficit for this financial year, and to be forecast tonight is a $4 billion surplus. So the government, to its credit, is able to say that the money's flowed in, but it has been able to bank it. The question for so many Australians is, what about our bank accounts? We've heard a lot about cost of living relief for vulnerable Australians in the lead up to this release today of the budget. But the Treasurer also mentioned today middle Australians, and there would be opportunities for them in what's called a drop for the nightly news. A little bit of information before the budget. The Treasurer revealed that there would be rent assistance, additional rent assistance, and also further cost of living relief, some additional measures on that front. We'll see whether indeed we've learned so much about the other measures in place, whether there's going to be an impact for a broader section of the economy.